they do that? Where does that come from, do you think?
And I just think it's easy to criticize others. People, it's part of it's their ego that they want to tell you you're stupid. I mean, look, we all judge. We do.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to judge louder than others. And if you have a dream, they're wanting to point out you'll never get it. And they want to be right, you know? And again, we could talk all day long about why they do it. Who cares? We are the CEOs of our dreams.
Mm-hmm.
We can choose who we listen to and who we don't. And so we also got to be careful who we share our dreams with.
Ooh, let's go there for a minute. Let's
Sure.
talk about that, because sometimes we're so excited we just splash it everywhere. Sometimes we need to protect and guard ourselves from our own mouth, don't we?
Absolutely. And look, and I have to catch myself. So I'm still guilty of this. And I still have that little imposter syndrome on my next big,
We all
crazy,
do.
ridiculous dream. And honestly, I think if we're motivators, you and I are speakers, we're motivators. If we truly want to motivate people, who are we to motivate others if we're not working on our next big, crazy, ridiculous dream?
Oh, yeah. Big, hairy, audacious goals.
Amen. Amen. So sorry, I don't know if I went off on a tangent.
No.
But I have to tell you this. So I won the world championship in 2001.
Yep.
Telling that story around the world, 47 international cities, every state, blah, blah, blah. So in 2012, this man named, do you know Mike Rayburn?
I actually had just had Mike on the show a few weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
We had a great time.
Mike moved to Vegas many years ago. And when he did, we started a mastermind group. So we're sitting at BJ's restaurant and we're at this booth table and we're going around the table and, just kicking off the mastermind. What's your big, crazy, ridiculous dream? And he goes, and I felt myself sliding into my seat because I knew he was going to ask me.
Yeah.
I knew I had to be honest. So Mike goes around, he gets to me and he says, what's your big, crazy, ridiculous dream? I was like, well, I always loved true life movies and I love the movie Rudy. And I thought, well, what if they made a movie about me, but who am I to have a movie made about me? And Mike slammed his hands on the table, got right in my face. He goes, who are you not to?
That's Mike.
Who are you not to have your dream? And I was like, oh, and boom, in that moment, my next dream was born and got clarity. And so took me 9 years to write the movie script, but here it is. I had to learn how to do it, learned a ton about storytelling. And now I'm in the process of trying to sell it to Hollywood.
So let me ask you, who would you pick to play you?
That's a great question. I have to look at what are the cool kids look like these days that are actors. Mark Brown, Mark was my coach. He was the 95 world champion of public speaking. And he changed my speaking forever. We could talk about that if you want. But when I asked him, I said, Mark, because it's a big part of my story. I said, Mark, who's going to play you? He's like, Denzel. Like, he didn't even hesitate. Denzel Washington, come on.
Now, how much of all this transformation of doubters to belief to step in, how much of this is transformation is skill and how much is rekindled faith in yourself and self-belief?
I think it's also, faith in our faith.
Yes.
What is that? What am I supposed to do? Mm-hmm. And I really feel like I'm supposed to tell this story in the movie. Now I'm writing the book version because somebody in Hollywood said, write the book version. So I'm, So we talked about this before a little bit off camera. So I've been praying.
Yes.
About this. I've had some crazy things happen in my life. I ended up at the premiere of the Reagan movie last August, and I met Sean McNamara, who was the director of Soul Surfer, and he's the director of a movie coming out right now called Soul on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I got to meet him, and it was like, that's another story. But I'm sitting in my seat, and guy comes over to me, big scruffy beard. He's like, "Is this R432?" And I was like, "Well, that's actually at the end of this aisle, but it'd probably be easier to go around back." And he goes, "Thank you." He starts walking away. I go, "Wait, what?" And I run up to him. I'm like, "Are you Sean McNamara?" He goes, "Yeah." And so I look at it that like God brought him over to me
Hmm.
because I didn't. I was trying to be like, "Don't be fanboy, don't be fanboy," because I'm with 2,000 Hollywood people, and I'm just like,
Divine opportunities are a great thing to step into, but a lot of people don't step into divine opportunities.
"Yep, amen,
But
amen."
that's another one of those self-doubts, I think. Those are those self-doubts that we have of, he would never stop to talk with me. No, I'm going to bother him. And I've heard from so many celebrities, actors, leaders, they actually want you to talk to them.
Hmm.
They actually want to give wisdom and inspire back. So they wish sometimes you would go stop them like you did and run up and get the information.
Yeah, at that point, I didn't care. I was like, "Okay, I can't hold back." And then I don't know. Did you see the movie I Can Only Imagine?
Absolutely, I did. Yes.
So the creators of that are the Irwin brothers. They have a company called the Kingdom Story Company. I'm
Yes.
in the after party at the Reagan thing, and guy walks by in a derby, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then he walks by again. It was like God saying, "Go talk to him." I was like, "Are
Yes.
you Andy Irwin?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I love I Can Only Imagine. One of my favorite movies." He goes, "Well, thank you. You made my day." So anyway, like I prayed and these amazing things happen, but I haven't been doing much lately to
Mm.
get the movie created or reach out. I follow up on leads, but it's not like I'm doing something every day. And then about 2, 3 months ago, one of my students, who was my accountability buddy when I was working on 17 Minutes to Your Dream,
Hmm.
she just reached out randomly. I hadn't talked to her in a year, and she's like, "Hey, Darren, I have to tell you, I'm decided to write a book. So to get re-inspired, I went back and reread 17 Minutes to Your Dream, and here's my day one." And she sends me a screenshot. So in 17 Minutes to Your Dream, I tell people every day, pick an accountability buddy, open up your stopwatch. Open up your
Yep.
stopwatch, sit down and focus for at least 17 minutes.
Right.
And we're hoping you get caught up and you go more. But if you can do it every day, you can gain momentum and get breakthroughs. Anyway, so she says, "Here's my day one." Boom. I was like, "Well, that's cool." So I go to bed. Next morning, I wake up. I'm like, "Wait a minute. I forgot to do stuff. To
Oh,
do what made me successful with my last dream is when I just push myself. I did stage
right.
time, stage time, stage time. I realized I'm praying now for this thing to happen. God's been having these amazing things happen, but I haven't been hustling. Hustle and pray.
Hustle and
Boom. There it is. So I got a divine download. So I went back every day. Since then, I've been writing, that version of my story in book format. And I started, if you're listening to this, you can go to Substack, substack.com. It's an
pray.
article bank in place. So if you look up Hustle and Pray, I'm putting chapters out there a couple times a week and asking for feedback. Hey, is this good? Should this be in the book? So I'm trying to inspire by example. And when this is for me, Trigger, I feel like when I do that, showing people, doing daily videos, here's what I did today, I'm inspiring by example. And I feel like that's what I was called to do.
So I was going to mention that I was on your YouTube channel in preparation for the show. You just dropped one today. It's only like a minute 13, but you are inspiring about this very concept that we're discussing right now about dreaming big, go for your dreams, stepping into them. But I went back and you're like dropping, dribbling these things all over the place all the time. What does that mean for you to inspire people to get over what you went through yourself? The doubt, the pain, the shame. What's it like to you to be the voice of support now?
I feel like that's what I'm meant to do. Like even, starting to stand up and having that story of quiet, shy introvert Darren
Yeah,
who goes on to be the world champion, the least likely person to ever do that.
right.
I just I wish I could explain it. I feel like it's my mission, it's my purpose. And when I do, and when I inspire people, like my initial dream was the ha-has, and
Hmm.
now it's the ahas.
I also want to brag on your accomplishment. I truly mean this. I saw the video clip of you sitting on a little chair, talking to the empty chair. It's part of your keynotes. You're talking to the young version of yourself. Now, people have shared their stories, but you actually are dramatizing that conversation and you have a child's voice speaking back at you. That is a powerful concept because we've all thought about going back, talking to our younger self. It's a common interview question. but you actually reveal the conversation. You actually expose yourself both as a child and as an adult.
Mm.
How powerful, and what made you do that to expose yourself that raw like that?
Well, it actually came from one of your previous guests. I had an idea with Mike Rayburn years ago. Mike Rayburn, great speaker,
Mhm.
MikeRayburn.com. He had this hologram that he did. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he did a hologram keynote where he played guitar with a hologram of himself playing guitar. And in a conversation, he and I chatted about it. I was like, what if you had your son, do a
Yes.
little hologram of you when you were young and you went back and had a conversation? He loved the idea and he never did anything with it. So I went back to him. I'm like, hey, if you're not going to use that, now we're talking hologram, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
ginormous investment to not only create, but then to deliver each time. So
Mhm.
I said, okay, but how can I? And I think, Trigger, that's one of the things that I got really good at, asking the question, how can I?
Yep.
How can I? What can you do today where you are with what you have? I think too many people wait. Well, when I get this, well, when I
Yeah.
get this, when the kids move up, shut up. Like, your kids are watching, they hear what you're saying, your grandkids are watching, they hear what you're saying, but they learn from what you do. They learn from what you do. So I thought, how do I replicate that? So I have two little children. Anyone can find this on
Yeah.
TikTok. Get two little children's chairs, like from play
Mhm.
school, kindergarten type of thing. And I walk over to that section on the stage and I sit down and I had my friend's son record the child voice. And I actually have it embedded into PowerPoint slides. So I'm advancing the slides
Yeah.
because I didn't want to try and time it out,
Right.
because I delivered it that time in front of like 2,000 people. I didn't want
Mhm.
to time it out because I want to let them laugh. And I don't know how long that would be. So I literally advance the slide every time the kid talks. And then I advance the slide. So it's an embedded audio. Nothing changes on the screen, but it's embedded audio. And it just really works. And people cry and give.
It also demonstrates something else you speak about is the simplicity of communication. You could have gone hologram, big, big. You simplified this to keep the story in the focus, the intentionality, what you want to convey in the message, but it's powerful. Simple can be powerful.
It usually is, because it's also clear and it's about the audience.
Yeah.
So I ask the question when I walk across stage, and I have a little time zone music, time travel music,
Yeah.
that brings me across the stage. So it adds a little dramatic effect. But I ask the audience, what would you say to the 8-year-old you?
I have a couple more questions for you, but first we want to make sure we get people going to you because here's your website. What are they going to find when they go there? What are they going to learn about Darren LaCroix?
Does this go to my Darren LaCroix site? I have a
Yes.
lot of sites.
Yes.
So yeah, Darren LaCroix, the keynote speaker version. If you want to learn how to be unforgettable on stage, stagetimeuniversity.com. I got a podcast called Unforgettable Presentations. Yeah, I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all of the above. I, and I feel compelled to share, what I'm learning along the way, not just, oh, look at me, how great I am. Hey, here's my struggle. I
Yes.
didn't want to get up in the morning. I didn't want to sit down and write today, but I did because I have an accountability buddy. So
That transparency is so important, and going to go check out Darren's website, learn more about it, and connect with him deeper and deeper. Now, before we let you go, we're going to have a couple of those fun what if dreaming questions for you. Number one, first of all, you bombed on stage. And if you could turn that bombing on stage into a movie scene, which you're working on a movie script, what would the title be and who would play you? Now, I already asked you who would play you, but what would be the title of that bombing scene?
well, the script title is Least Likely.
Okay.
That bombing scene is, what would I title that? Uh, um, it might be the Epiphany.
Ooh.
It might be the miracle laugh, or the one laugh, the one
The
laugh
one,
that
the
changed
one
my
laugh.
life.
How about this one? You do love to dream big. and you have done countless events worldwide, mega audiences. But if you could deliver a keynote on Mars to the first human colony on Mars, you are brought in to make them laugh on Mars or give a keynote. What would your opening segment be on Mars? Dream big.
One decision changes everything. All in.
Oh, marvelous. Darren LaCroix, thank you for being a great guest tonight on Rock the Stage Show and for sharing your insights. Stay in touch, and thank you very much.
All right, go rock the stage now. Go rock the stage.
There we go. Darren LaCroix on Rock the Stage tonight. Another great conversation. And again, this is something we have not delved into before. We have not got into the doubts, the naysayers, the impact it has on us, but how to overcome it. You've got dreams. You've got big, hairy, audacious goals. I know you do. Step into them. Go all in like Darren's talking about. Because you'd be amazed at how many people will cheer you on, will support you, and they come out of the woodworks from people you may not even realize. We all have the doubters. We all have the naysayers. But dream big, go big, and go all the way in. That's going to do it for this week on Rock the Stage Show. We'll come back next week again, 7 o'clock Sunday nights. We premiere another new episode. And you never know who our guest is going to be, or you never know quite what the conversation is going to be about. Come back and join us again. We'll see you on Roku, Amazon Fire, IBTV, and of course, the Bravehearts TV network. Until next time, I'm the Trigger, Rich Bontrager. We'll see you for Rock the Stage Show.
Welcome to the Rock the Stage Show. Each week, international media expert Rich Bontrager has in-depth and personal conversations with celebrities, top leaders, authors, speakers, and media professionals. Now, from the Rock the Stage studios, here's your host, the Trigger, Rich Bontrager.
Welcome to the Rock the Stage Show. Back once again. It's Sunday night, and we have another great conversation lined up. And this is one that really is near and dear to my heart. You know, if you've been following Rock the Stage Show, if you watch this on a regular basis and are part of the community, often Rock the Stage is touching on the different ways to build your own media empire. Tonight, we're going to get really, really deep into that, I believe. You know, stop for a moment, but really think about this. Imagine creating a platform where speakers, coaches, entrepreneurs don't just find their voice, they amplify their voice. A place where they can build something that will help them shine on mic, shine on camera, and really energize people. In this episode tonight, we're going to unpack that journey, how it really happened, with another expert that's also working in the same field. Stay tuned for a fun, exciting conversation. And as always, we'd love to hear you in the comments during our live chat that we have on Sunday nights when we launch the show, or in post conversation as well. So make follow along with Rock the Stage Show. Lee Woodford is a visionary behind the Speaker Life Media, the ultimate platform for speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs to amplify their impact,